Perhaps people made the list of the 7 wonders of the world too early. After all, in addition to these great structures of architecture, there are such beautiful sights on Earth as the Grand Canyon and Victoria Falls. But that's not really what the issue is about. Scientists are still puzzling over how some places and locations were able to form naturally at all. As you have already understood from the title, we will talk about 10 unusual places on the planet that science can't explain. Karachay's Sleepy Village. Number 10. Residents of the village of Karachay in Kazakhstan have recently been overtaken by a very strange epidemic. Residents of this village can fall asleep literally on the flat place, even if they walk or drive on the road. In view of this, they also suffer from memory lapses, fatigue, and hallucinations. It is noteworthy that this phenomenon applies to women and men of all ages. The Kazakh government has recommended that residents evacuate the village because scientists are still unable to determine the exact cause of the phenomenon. According to one theory, the residents of the Karachay village are suffering from radiation poisoning. By the way, about the accent in the comments, correct me, maybe it's Stools. Who lives in Kazakhstan? Please write a comment. Anyway, about the radiation. There is a uranium mine not far from the village. However, blood tests of the villagers disprove this theory, because no traces of radiation were found in their blood. Notably, the residents of the neighboring village do not suffer from sleeping sickness, despite its close proximity to the mine. Number 9. Toss hum. A low-frequency humming and buzzing sound, the source of which is sometimes impossible to identify, can freak you out or drive you crazy. You've all heard this noise when, for example, a lawnmower is running in the distance or the TV show's interference. And until we locate and eliminate the source of the noise, it will feel as if our brain is eating itself from the inside out. All in all, not a very pleasant feeling. Fortunately, such cases are quite rare. Now imagine all the pain and frustration of the residents of Taos, which is located in New Mexico, USA. Since the early 90s, many residents of this town have complained about the fact that they constantly hear a low-frequency hum. And this sound can be heard throughout the city, so the locals literally go crazy. For 20 years, scientists have been trying to determine the source of the sound, but unfortunately, all their attempts have not led to any results. Number 8. Mysterious circles in Namibia. This unusual phenomenon is found in the Namibian steppes of southern Africa. It consists of circles carved in the grass, which are repeated at a certain interval. The shape of these circles is almost perfect, and their diameter varies from 3 to 20 meters. Scientists not only cannot explain the reason why these circles appear, but also why they are circles and not any other geometric object. Nothing grows inside these circles. Therefore, scientists began to build theories based on this fact. However, all their guesses and theories failed miserably. For example, in 2013, ecologist Norbert Dgeoz suggested that termites could be the cause of the circles. But in 2015, biologist Walter Finkel conducted an experiment that disproved Dgeoz's assumptions. Number 7. Boiling River. Deep in the Amazon jungle, the 6.4 kilometers long Chanitin-Pishka River runs from all the other rivers on Earth. Chanitin-Pishka has a very high water temperature. Therefore, any animal that enters it will find itself boiled alive. First, the animal's eyes leak out, and when they become unbearably painful, they cannot swim to save themselves. They begin to drown, swallowing boiling water. As a result, they literally become boiled. It's brutal. The average temperature of the river reaches 91 degrees Celsius. Scientists don't understand this phenomenon because this water temperature is usually found in rivers that run near volcanoes. However, the nearest volcano is remote from the river for as much as 700 kilometers. Scientists speculate that a hot spring that runs from the bottom of the river from beneath the fault line mixes with the water in the Chanitin-Pishka and heats it up, making it a natural geothermal system. This resulted in such a natural phenomenon. Number 6. HESSDALEN lights. Almost every night, residents of the HESSDALEN Valley in Norway observe a mysterious phenomenon over which scientists are at a loss for conjecture. At night, bright dancing lights appear in the sky above the valley, flicker, change shape, and then disappear until the next night. Scientists have been studying this phenomenon in vain for decades. Since the first appearance of the lights in the 30s, valley residents have begun to make various assumptions and theories about it. According to one theory, the strange lights in the sky appear because the lake in the valley is radioactive and releases radon particles into the atmosphere, which decay in the sky, forming bright flashes. According to another theory, the lights appear in the sky because the ground in the valley is full of sulfuric acid. According to scientists, sulfur interacts with water, and the reaction causes sparks to appear in the sky. Scientists have tried in vain to determine the exact cause of this reaction. However, they were unsuccessful. Number 5. An endless thunderstorm. In western Venezuela, a thunderstorm rages over the Catatumbo River that almost never stops. It starts every day at 7 p.m. and lasts for 10 hours. This phenomenon is repeated every year for 260 days. Nobody knows the exact cause of this natural phenomenon. The basic theory is that the lightning is somehow connected with uranium in the surrounding marshes. However, scientists are not sure about it. According to the scientists' version, lightning arises as a result of special forms of mountains, over which streams of warm mountain winds and cold winds from the Andes collide. The winds then combine with a rapidly evaporating mountain river and methane from nearby oil fields, resulting in thunderstorms. However, this is not the definitive version, as the Catatumbo lightning is far more mysterious than it seems. For example, once in 2010, a thunderstorm inexplicably stopped earlier than usual. It seemed that there would be no more thunderstorms. 6 weeks later, however, lightning flashed across the Catatumbo sky again. The phenomenon has been a regular occurrence ever since. Number 4. The MOVILE Cave. In the southeast of Romania is a cave that has been hidden from light and the outside world for 5,500,000 years. Its atmosphere is radically different from Earth's atmosphere. The caves were accidentally found by workers who were installing a power plant at the site. While testing the soil, they accidentally discovered a passage that leads to one of the most mysterious places on the planet. If you go down this entrance, which is a narrow shaft, you can get to a series of tunnels. From there you can emerge into a room filled with sulfuric acid. The air in the cave is toxic from the abundance of hydrogen sulfide. And the level of pollution here is 1,000 times greater than on the surface of the Earth. But the strangest thing about all this is that there is an entire ecosystem in the cave, whose representatives have been able to adapt to life in sulfuric acid. Scientists have discovered 33 species of organisms in the cave that are new to science, and do not exist anywhere else but in this cave. It is believed that these organisms survived by feeding on the foam that forms on the rocks in MOVILE. Number 3. Casorzo Double Tree. There is one unusual place in nature in the Piedmont region of Italy in which a cherry tree grows. It looks much the same as other healthy cherry trees, except that it itself grows from an oak tree. In fact, this phenomenon is sometimes found in different parts of the earth. It happens that another parasitic tree grows from one tree. However, in all cases the parasitic trees are small and stunted and quickly wither away. But the double Casorzo tree in Italy consists of 2 full-grown, healthy trees, each of which spreads its branches 5 meters wide. No one knows how this phenomenon came about. Number 2. Lake KARACHAY. There were many nuclear facilities in the USSR, many of which were dangerous and poorly planned. Near one of these former facilities is Lake KARACHAY, which is located in the Chelyabinsk region. This lake contains more radioactive material than anywhere else on the planet. It is so dangerous that you can die within an hour if you just stand next to this lake. The area around Lake KARACHAY is more radioactive than even Chernobyl. In 1957, an accident at a nuclear plant near KARACHAY triggered an explosion that released radioactive particles within a radius of 20,000 kilometers. As a result, a decision was made to fill the lake with concrete to avoid a disaster. But despite this, the area is still dangerous, unstable, and contaminated. Number 1. Devil's Teapot Falls. The waterfall, funnily named Devil's Kettle in Minnesota, is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. It is interesting because it feeds the Brew River and at a certain point splits into two streams. One stream goes straight into Lake Superior, and the other is unclear where. Scientists don't understand exactly where the stream ends and where the water goes. Scientists have tried adding paint to the water to observe which part of the stream ends up colored. But the attempt was futile. According to the laws of physics, the water has to go somewhere anyway. Water flows can be tracked, even if they go underground. However, in the case of this waterfall, the laws of physics apparently do not work. It is not clear what is the reason for this phenomenon. Could it be aliens or parallel universes, a glitch in the Matrix? All in all, we can only guess. Which of these places seem to you the most unusual or mystical? Be sure to write your opinion in the comments. And if it was interesting, press like with all your might, subscribe to the channel and set a bell so as not to miss the most interesting things. Thanks for watching and appreciate a few of our previous episodes.